All right, I just had another EMS call. This is the fourth call I've responded to now at the El Paso Fire Department. It is December 1st, and the call was at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The report was for a woman who was having multiple seizures, and so I darted out of the shower and got dressed in my turnouts, which was a little bit overkill, headed down to the station and opened the doors as usual, and waited for about 2 minutes for the chief to show up. And when he arrived, we took off to the location, and the woman was in the middle of, according to, I think it was her son, a fifth seizure, and they were lasting about 5 minutes at a time. And then she'd have about a minute of consciousness and then would go back into another one. Um, the chief asked some standard medical questions like, uh, is she allergic to any medications? Is she on any new medications? Does she have any conditions that we need to know about? Um, Various other things like that. And she was on a new medication for a couple of days, had an allergy to penicillin, and she had a brain tumor, which we pretty quickly ascertained that that was probably what was causing the seizures, but not for us to diagnose. So we waited for her to come out of the seizure while the North Star EMS services were on their way. And about the time that they pulled into the driveway, she came out of her seizure. And at that stage, the chief asked her about what kind of um, consciousness level she had. You know, what's your name? Are you aware of where you are? Um, and she did remember those things, but she then said that she didn't really want to go to the hospital. She wanted to finish her hair appointment. And the person who was going to give the appointment basically said, it's okay, we can reschedule. This is important for you to go. And so before she could really change her statement and say, all right, I'd like to go, she entered into another seizure. And that's about the time that the North Star guys got in and they took vital signs. And around that time, we decided that we needed to get her transported, so we got a mega mover and got her onto it and then carried her out into a stretcher and loaded it up into the EMS van. And then the chief hopped in and transferred care, and we packed up and we're on our way. It was a pretty short call. Um, Seemed pretty standard. I'm sure that due to the fact that I'm not fully EMS certified and don't have my EMR or anything yet, that I may have missed some details, but um, I spent most of it basically just watching, observing, trying to pick up on all of the details for how he goes through the protocol and procedures, um, what all of the details are that's related to transferring the care and passing forward information. Um, and Yeah, it was a pretty low key call in general, but it was good education, and I definitely wish I had been more prepared. I would love to be EMS certified at this stage. Um, I felt kind of like I was useless other than just being muscle to help carry her out, but that's better than nothing. So I did what was available to me and got one more reminder why I really want to get this certification as soon as possible, because if the chief hadn't been available, I don't know if we would have been there to respond. It would have just been the North Star guys, but I want to be there. So, little reinforcement that I'm doing some good and that there's a lot more for me to learn to do the best good available, and I'm going to double down on it. So, that's it for today. Um, See you guys on the next call.